The screen fades in on a rainy city skyline, skyscrapers piercing the clouds like silent guardians. Soft piano music swells. Imagine standing at the edge of everything you've ever wanted, and a child's words change it all forever. Hey everyone, welcome back to Heartfelt Tales. If you love stories that pull at your heartstrings and remind you what truly matters, do me a favor right now, hit that like button and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you never miss a story that could change how you see love, family, and second chances. Let's dive in. Elena Voss had everything money could buy and nothing that truly filled the hollow ache inside her chest. At 42, she stood atop a global empire, tech innovations, luxury resorts, philanthropic foundations that bore her name. Tabloids called her the ice queen of boardrooms, beautiful, brilliant, untouchable. But in the quiet hours after another flawless gala, when the designer gowns were hung away and the penthouse lights dimmed to a single lamp, Elena was simply a woman who had built walls so high no one could climb them. Until Marcus Hale walked into her world carrying nothing but calloused hands and a daughter's hand in his. It started at the annual Voss Foundation Charity Gala, an event designed to raise funds for single-parent scholarships. Marcus wasn't a guest of honor. He was there as a volunteer mechanic, fixing the faulty lighting rig that had plunged half the ballroom into darkness just before the speeches. Sweat beaded on his forehead, his worn flannel shirt rolled up to reveal strong forearms marked by years of honest labor. Lily, his 10-year-old daughter, hovered nearby, clutching a sketchbook and offering shy encouragement. "Dad, you fixed it. You always fix everything," Lily whispered, her voice carrying just far enough for Elena to hear from the shadowed edge of the stage. Elena paused, champagne flute forgotten in her hand. Something in the little girl's fierce pride and the father's quiet smile cracked the armor she'd worn for years. When the lights flickered back to life and applause erupted, Elena made her way through the crowd, not to thank the caterers or network with donors, but to find the man with grease on his hands and love in his eyes. "You saved the night," she said, extending her hand. Marcus wiped his palm on his jeans before taking it, his grip warm and real in a sea of perfunctory handshakes. "Just doing what needed doing, ma'am." From that night, an unlikely friendship bloomed. Elena learned that Marcus had lost his wife, Sarah, to cancer 3 years earlier. He worked 2 jobs, auto repair by day, security shifts at night, to keep their modest apartment and give Lily the stability she craved. Lily drew pictures of superheroes and dreamed of becoming an artist who could make the whole world feel less lonely. Elena, who had never known the warmth of a child's unconditional love, found herself volunteering at Lily's after-school art program, the one her foundation funded. She brought supplies no school could afford, sat on tiny chairs listening to Lily explain the stories behind her drawings, and felt, for the first time in decades, seen not as a billionaire, but as a person. Marcus resisted at first. "I don't need charity, Ms. Voss," he told her one evening as they walked Lily home after an art show. Streetlights cast long shadows, and the city hummed around them. "It's not charity," Elena replied softly. "It's friendship. And maybe, something more, if you'll let it be." Their relationship grew slowly, carefully. Coffee dates turned into park picnics where Lily chased pigeons and Marcus taught Elena how to skip stones on the pond. Elena canceled board meetings to attend Lily's school play. Marcus taught her to change a tire, laughing when grease streaked her designer jeans. Late-night conversations stretched into dawn, Elena sharing the isolation of inherited wealth and lost parents, Marcus speaking of the terrifying responsibility of raising a daughter alone while grieving the love of his life. Challenges came, as they always do when worlds collide. Elena's board of directors whispered about distractions and image risks. Old friends questioned why a woman worth billions would choose a man who still repaired cars for a living. Marcus battled his own demons, the fear that he could never provide the life Lily deserved, the guilt that opening his heart again might somehow betray Sarah's memory. Lily, wise beyond her years, sensed the shift and withdrew at times, drawing pictures of her mother instead of the new family taking shape in her imagination. The deepest test arrived on a crisp autumn evening in Elena's rooftop garden overlooking the city. String lights twinkled like stars brought down to earth. Marcus had cooked dinner, simple pasta, the kind Sarah used to make, and Lily had helped set the table with wildflowers they'd picked together. After dessert, Elena took Marcus's hands, her voice trembling in a way no corporate negotiation had ever caused. "Marcus Hale, I have spent my life building an empire, but you and Lily have shown me what it means to have a home. I don't want to be the ice queen anymore. I want to be your wife. Will you marry me?" Marcus's eyes filled with tears. He pulled her close, kissing her forehead, then her lips. "Yes," he whispered. 1,000 times yes. Lily had been watching from the edge of the garden, sketchbook in hand. When the proposal moment came, she stepped forward, her small frame silhouetted against the glittering skyline. Elena's heart pounded. She had grown to love this girl as her own, but children carried scars too. What if Lily wasn't ready? What if the wealth, the attention, the change proved too much? Elena knelt, eye level with the child who held so much power over her future happiness. "Lily, sweetheart. I know this is a lot. Your mom was incredible, and I could never replace her. But I promise to love you and your dad with everything I am. If you need time, or if this scares you, I understand. Just tell me the truth." The garden fell silent except for the distant hum of traffic far below. Lily looked at her father, then at Elena, tears glistening in her eyes. She clutched her sketchbook to her chest, the one filled with drawings of 3 figures holding hands under a rainbow, a new family. "Elena," Lily said, her voice small but steady, the way only children who have known real loss can sound. "I was scared at first. I thought if you married Dad, I might forget Mommy. Or that you'd get tired of us because we're not rich or fancy. But you came to my play even when you had big meetings. You let me paint on your fancy table and didn't get mad when I spilled. You make Dad smile again, the real smile, not the one he fakes, so I won't worry." Lily stepped closer, placing her small hand on Elena's cheek. "My answer is yes. But only if you promise we get to be a real family. Messy dinners, bedtime stories, fixing cars together, and art days where we all get paint everywhere. And, maybe one day you'll let me call you Mom, when I'm ready." Elena's breath caught. Speechless, she pulled Lily into her arms, sobs shaking her shoulders as years of loneliness dissolved in the warmth of a child's acceptance. Marcus joined them, wrapping his girls in an embrace that felt like the beginning of everything that mattered. The billionaire who had everything finally understood, she had been missing the only thing worth more than any fortune, belonging. But their journey wasn't over with that yes. Real life tested them harder than any fairy tale. The media storm was relentless. Headlines screamed, "Billionaire's shocking romance with blue-collar single dad." Paparazzi camped outside Marcus's apartment. Lily faced bullying at school from jealous classmates. Elena's business partners pressured her to sign prenuptial agreements that felt like insults to the love they shared. Marcus grappled with losing his independence. Could he still be the man who fixed things with his own hands when his wife could buy entire garages? One particularly dark night, after a brutal tabloid piece questioned whether Marcus was a gold digger, he sat on the edge of their new shared bed in Elena's penthouse, head in hands. "Maybe they're right. What can I give you that you don't already have?" Elena sat beside him, taking his grease-stained hands in hers. "You give me peace. You give me Lily's laughter echoing through rooms that were once too quiet. You remind me every day that love isn't a transaction. We'll face this together." They faced it. Elena stepped back from some public duties to focus on family. Marcus kept his repair shop, hiring help so he could be present for Lily. Together they created a foundation that supported single parents not with just money, but with community workshops, mentorship programs, and art therapy sessions where kids like Lily could heal through creativity. Lily flourished, her drawings now featuring brave families who looked different but loved fiercely. Months turned to years. The wedding was intimate, not the lavish spectacle the world expected, but a backyard ceremony at a modest home they bought together in the suburbs. Lily walked Elena down the aisle, clutching a bouquet of wildflowers and the sketch she'd drawn the night of the proposal. Vows were spoken through tears, Marcus promising to cherish Elena's strength and vulnerability, Elena vowing to protect their family with the same ferocity she once reserved for boardrooms. In the end, the daughter's answer that left the billionaire speechless became the cornerstone of their life. It taught them that true wealth isn't measured in billions but in the courage to love across divides, the resilience to heal old wounds, and the joy of building something real together. As the story closes, the piano music swells once more. Elena, Marcus, and Lily stand on a beach at sunset years later, laughing as waves chase their bare feet. Lily, now a teenager with paint always under her nails, turns to the camera in our imagination. "Families aren't perfect," she says softly. "But when you choose each other every day, they become everything." If this story touched you, if it reminded you to hold your loved ones closer or to open your heart despite the fears, please like this video. Share it with someone who needs hope today. Subscribe for more emotional journeys that celebrate love in all its beautiful, complicated forms. Drop a comment. What's the most meaningful yes you've ever heard or given? We read every single one. Thank you for watching. You make these stories matter. Until next time, keep choosing love. The story you just experienced spans years of growth, heartbreak, laughter, and triumph. Elena learned that power means nothing without connection. Marcus discovered that accepting help and love doesn't diminish a man, it completes him. Lily showed the world that children's hearts, though fragile, often hold the wisest truths. Their family proved that love transcends bank accounts, social classes, and past pain. It asks only for honesty, bravery, and the willingness to say yes, even when it terrifies you. In a world that often measures success by zeros in a balance sheet, may we all remember the real currency, the people who choose us, and the children who remind us what home truly feels like.